What's up, my guys? We are back. This is the Juice Box. It's a snow day here in Wheeling, West Virginia, so we're all hanging tight. You know, this morning I woke up, didn't bother turning any lights on, just lit a candle, made some coffee, and just sat on the couch. So that's how my day's going. Big Czar, what's up?
What's up? Glad to be here.
Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, snow days are weird. I'm kind of pissed. I was supposed to be in Florida right now, so this shit kind of blows. But I guess luckily it is beautiful outside. Out back is like an entire ice skating rink from all the rain mixed with the snow. So it's pretty wild out here. I don't know. It's snow's one thing, but this icy snow stuff is a recipe for disaster.
Feel that. Yep, it's dangerous.
Dangerous.
Does it look like Narnia back there?
Yeah, it's sick.
I love when the trees freeze first and then the snow sticks to the branches and they're completely like snow covered and it just looks very magical.
I feel that.
You know
I feel
what I mean?
I even went and checked my ice too because I saw a recent TikToker video where this deer was stuck on the ice and some guy had to push the deer across for safety. So I was just worried there were deer stuck back there. So I had to go check it out and scope it out so I could save the day. But I didn't end up having to. Not all heroes wear capes.
Maybe they were playing some reindeer games back there. What would you have done if you just walked back there and they were purposely like sliding on the ice?
That would have been sick.
That would have been pretty cool.
It would have been cool.
You know, I feel like most superheroes don't wear capes. There's more that that don't than do.
I think the cape is very outdated, if you ask me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's iconic to a few of them.
It is iconic.
Yeah, I think it's problematic, like in a fight.
Yeah, I agree. Get tangled in. I mean, we've all seen The Incredibles.
Batman has a cape in the Dark Knight series, right?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just Batman and Superman, honestly.
Batman and Superman and Thor, right? He has a red cape on the back of his stuff, right?
I don't know if it's a cape.
Sometimes
Mandela effect.
I watched it yesterday. I should know.
Mandela effect.
It's definitely other. Didn't Green Lantern have a cape?
Yes. Well, in the animated series.
Yeah, I was going to say the cartoon version.
I'm looking up if Thor has a cape.
I'm sure probably.
Yeah, he has a cape. Red cape.
Does he have a cape?
What's this? There's a couple X-Men that had capes. Doesn't Cyclops have a cape?
That I can't think of it.
Yeah,
All I can think of
either.
is his sunglasses.
I feel like old Magneto had a cape.
Or
Magneto, definitely, yeah.
I don't know if new school one did, but I'm pretty sure the old movies he had one on, at least in one or two of them.
I prefer Thor just in like a Carhartt jacket.
Yeah.
Like in Avengers Endgame. Just way more practical and just modern and cool.
Yeah. Well, I like it because it gets relatable at times too. Because
Shazam.
It's funny. I can't remember what Thor movie it is. It might be Ragnarok, but when they're just all like looking all superhero and shit, and then they just end up in New York and they're just like in like stylish clothes.
Yeah. Loki's just in the black suit.
Yeah. Storm? Superman,
we
duh.
know that.
Batgirl,
Who
duh.
cares about Batgirl, honestly? Doctor
Doctor
Strange,
Strange.
of course,
Yeah,
of course.
How do we not think of him?
Spawn. That's not anything. That's its own thing.
I think
isn't
it's a standalone, yeah.
That is the hard-hitting journalism. Damn, those look good. The top superheroes that wear capes.
It's
Well,
beautiful.
there we go. I mean, this has to be correct with a title like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, we need some fucking energy
Well,
down here.
But you want
We need to crank this the fuck up a notch, dude.
You want to know something cool that I did? So, I ordered on Amazon, all right? Like a 12-pack of Play-Doh for like $8.
You love Play-Doh.
And it just came in a box. And I thought they'd be in like the yellow like things that held them all together. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I just opened up the box and like flipped it upside down and they all just came barreling out all over the counter. And I was like, this is what happiness is in a box.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You thought those were in
like those yellow things.
Yeah.
It usually comes in like 4. I thought like, okay, there's going to be 3 of them. But they were just loose.
Play-Doh's that cheap, huh?
That's what on Amazon. So I was like, well, fuck.
Oh, man.
All different colors?
Yeah. I got 12 of these for $8. I was like, that's a great deal.
That's a steal.
I know.
I'm going to have to
Do they?
I might have to get some.
Do they even make Play-Doh commercials anymore? Like, I don't even know if it's
sure
advertised.
They do.
Maybe on Nick Jr.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you watch like the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon and stuff that actually plays commercials for kids.
True, very true.
They might.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Very random. Do you know what the most common color crayon is?
Oh,
Most common.
it's a good question.
I'm gonna have to say the tan colored one.
What? That's so out of left field.
But like because like he's asking us this, and
I don't.
I'm thinking,
I'm confused. Like the most commonly made
I
one or
guess.
used.
Used, I guess.
Oh, that's tight.
I gotta guess the tan colored
I would
one.
just say blue.
See, the first thing that popped in my head was Barney purple.
Oh, okay.
I'm serious.
Was that a Crayola color?
Well, just like whatever color that would be.
Is
There's got to be
I
some kind
gotcha.
of crayon that color.
Yeah, Zarly was right. I picked red at trivia on Wednesday, and it's blue. I
It's
was
blue.
pissed.
Huh.
yeah. See, like I went against the grain because like I thought this was a trick question.
Yeah, so I think it'd either be black or
Yeah,
like
black.
a weird color.
You know, my favorite Crayola crayons were always the gold and the silver one.
Yeah.
Oh, those
Dude,
were
remember,
tight.
oh yeah, remember when they came out? They had they were like they were
They're, like,
shiny,
metallic-y.
glittery, like
Yeah.
And I thought they were so cool too. Wow. You know what else was awesome? When I think it was the first crayon package of 64 had the sharpener on the
They
back.
still make that.
Dude, and that was the greatest creation to me, at least. I
Mhm.
always wanted a new box of crayons.
It's funny to think that those were the types of things that got us excited, like
Yeah.
erasers,
Yeah.
And
gel pens.
yeah, and then they
Sh-
came out with like the 128 or 120 something.
Yeah,
Big
crayon
box.
The
colors.
big one,
The
dude. Like
big
if you showed
box.
up to school with the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
and you had that selection of crayons, you were the man.
Dude, I
No,
went.
you were rich.
Ah,
bro.
No,
no,
you were-
yeah,
you were
legit.
like-
No, legit. Like I eventually got one for I think my birthday or something, but like that we couldn't get it because it's like that was too expensive.
Yeah, like that was like a status thing.
crayons.
But like, yeah, once I got that, I wasn't taking that big boy to school. That was kept at home for me.
Yeah,
like
because
screw the other
like
kids.
steal your
Yeah.
exclusive colors.
in the cubby.
Yeah, dude, it is funny. Like the things that we wanted back then, or like that was cool. I think back, like you said, gel pens. What about book covers?
Book
ex-
covers,
there.
dude.
Like
Wow.
it's odd that stuff is what like made me tick.
Dude.
Like, I wonder if those are even still used. Book covers.
I don't
How
know.
many books do they use now?
Dude,
That's true.
They,
I don't know.
seriously,
Nuts.
they probably use freaking what are those little laptops called?
Chromebooks.
Chromebooks and iPads and shit.
Because think of how crazy. We use the one probably from like 2000, like the 2000 edition in the textbook. You just use it every year.
Yeah.
I find that like, yeah, I wonder how many textbooks they are using. Like at Central, you'd have to have a textbook for like every class. Like your locker would be filled with how many books?
So
like
many.
at least 8+ fucking thick textbooks that you take to each class.
I actually didn't even think about that. Yeah, they probably just have all that shit on computers now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you know
I'm
what I
sure they
mean?
do everything. I was talking to Shelly, the lady that cuts our hair. For those of you that don't know, and she said, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but kids have an option now, like from the start of the school year, to never go to school and just do it the whole year virtually.
Bullshit.
That's what she told
See,
me.
I would-
I
I
was
would
like,
get that.
what? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like here in Wheeling.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Wow.
from what I understand, her son literally just takes all of Park's classes from home on a computer.
I mean, you would lose so much
He's missing
like,
out.
socially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, it is. Yeah, it is wild. I mean, it's just weird to think how like back in my day, everything was just in person. Like in terms of like you would go see people face to face, and you would go out to dinner with people face to face, and you would interact face to face. And now everything's like, ooh, this text message, and ooh, this FaceTime. It's like younger kids have to be losing that urge to like submerge themselves in groups of people they don't know just because they can probably in their brain it's like, well, I can emotionally connect behind this keyboard. What am I just going to go talk to this person in the face for?
Yeah.
Dude, I just find that so weird. I mean, obviously, we didn't go to Park, so I can't speak on the experience of going to Park. But like at Central, like high school was like more fun than not. In my
It was
opinion.
fun.
Like
I
I know
agree.
it sucked getting up that early and going to school, but like once you were there, like
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
I agree.
mean
it
it's
was
a
fun.
school, but like it's
Yeah.
also like socializing. You know,
But that's what I was gonna say. Like you learn the right and wrong of social cues
Yeah,
very quickly.
very quickly. In
And
high
I just
school.
thought of it because of the books. Like your first 2 days, you might carry 8 books in the hallway.
Right.
You learn pretty quickly. You don't.
yeah,
do
don't
that.
do that. Go to your
Someone's gonna make fun of you.
go
pretty
to your
quickly.
locker in between each class.
Dude,
That is
yeah.
true, though.
Yeah, that is
It's
true.
really true how school also, obviously, like, you learn things in your brain, but you do develop on how to act around other people. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
you don't
Yeah.
act this way. Like you said, use the example. You go to school for the first 2 days and you want to act a certain way or say a certain thing. And then you learn quick, like, how to conform in that environment.
Yeah, like I remember the first day of high school. Like I had not just the first day, but for probably the first few weeks or months, I had a lock on my locker.
Yeah,
And then after a while, it's like, why? Like no one else has had, like not all the new people did. And then you look around, it's like, one, like no one's fucking people. Yeah, will fuck with your shit, I guess. But like, I don't need this lock.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time and annoying and a hassle. So
Yeah.
eventually, like I just never had a lock on
Yeah.
my locker.
It's funny because everybody would want it, and then later on, I don't know if you were still there, but they made us get lockers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, locks. I mean, and everyone's like, we're not going to use this.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh,
the
really?
I remember the first day of school. The first day. Remember when you were a freshman and you would come in that day before whatever to learn the building,
Uh-huh.
and I can't remember what they called it. So I remember I had all my rooms down pat and so nervous. You know, this is the first time you're in a school with different people. And I remember I had to go to, I think, a class. It might have been Senorita Wilson, truthfully, or someone. And I got so flustered. And I walked out of homeroom and I went left and I literally thought I was lost in like the big building. And I had no idea where I was going. And then I remember getting to the first class, sitting down and just inwardly, I'm like, God, that was so embarrassing. But in reality, nobody had any idea,
No,
you know?
no, I can remember like freshman year was so funny, dude. I remember like, yeah, I had a lock on my locker at first. I had a fucking big like trapper keeper thing
Yeah.
to keep like all my folders in and stuff, and like you're walking to class with this big trapper keeper and then books and stuff, and you're like, man, one, this sucks. Two, I don't see anyone else doing
Yeah.
this. Like, then yeah, I remember I got rid of the lock real quick. I got rid of that real quick. You started just like learning by seeing
Yeah.
the older kids.
Yeah, dude, dead ass.
And it's so funny how you just learn social cues and stuff
Yeah.
like that just from your surroundings. It's actually weird.
You'd be all nervous on the freshman floor and you'd see like a Dan Gordon or a
Oh, yeah.
Bryce Hartman or RJ Miller walk by and like you would like shake in your boots. You'd be like, there's the seniors. What are they doing up here? Type
It
deal.
could be a scary situation to be in the hallway, dude.
Even like my freshman year, there was some doings going around like
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in the hallway, some weird shit going
Oh,
on.
dude, they're all some
wanna,
of the
like,
some
turn
of the
around and
stuff
walk
I
away.
saw in the fucking hallways at Central. I remember
Oh.
my sophomore year. It was it was either my sophomore or my junior year, one of the years. But Dan Gordon and Victor Greco, they would play these pranks on the
Great duo, by the way.
good duo, good
Great duo.
They would play these pranks on the freshmen, and it was like some of the funniest shit I ever saw. Where they'd go up on the third floor, like between classes, and Victor would start on, because you know how the floor is made like an L
Yeah.
shape. He'd be on one end, and Dan would be on the other, and they'd meet in the middle. And Victor would walk up, and he'd just pick out some random younger guy, and he'd be like, yo, this is the kid. This is the kid. And Dan would come up and be like, this is the kid right here? He'd be like, yeah, this is him. And like, kid just shaking in his boots. like, what did I do? Like, what did I do?
Oh,
Like, it's
man.
messed up, but
Man.
hilarious.
So funny.
Fucking
Oh.
hilarious.
The best,
Oh, man.
keep it with Dan. The best was when we would be football lifting, and we'd all be in there. This is when everybody was around, freshmen, everybody, and Dan would always pick some random freshman, and he'd walk up and he'd be like, "Hey," he's like, "Coach Young needs to see you
Yeah.
in his office." Like he's got something really good to tell you or whatever he would say, and the person would look up and be like, "Really, really?" And he'd walk in, and then you'd look like such a jackass. And I remember there was one time where Coach Young came storming in and he's like, quit fucking telling people that I need to see him in the office.
That they did that prank like in so many different ways. Like they did it to so many people. They got me. I was in Coach Sack's class, middle of class. Fucking Zach Foose comes knocking on the door. Literally, like the balls. You know what I mean? Like I would have never done this. He comes knocking on the door. He's like, "Oh, sorry, Coach Sack, didn't mean to interrupt, but Wayne Barry needs to see Zarley down in the finance office." And I was like, "Oh, really?
God.
Like, okay, like, what's he like? All right, whatever." I go down there and I'm like, "Hey, I was told you need to see me." He's like, he got like pissed. He's like, I don't know who keeps telling students that I need to see them, but I don't need to see you. And I was like, started shaking my head like that motherfucker. It fucking got me good.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I never seen a group of guys come up with like better fucking pranks. I swear. Some all-timers.
Yeah,
How about of all time?
Seriously. Like,
I genuinely enjoyed going to school when we were at Central. I really did.
me too.
I thought it was so
It
fun.
was fun.
From the beginning to the end. Every single class was.
yeah.
I mean, of course we learned stuff, but it was always just like a who can make the best joke in the classroom atmosphere.
I have to 100% agree.
And we all can agree, I think. Nobody, like, if someone today tells me like they miss going to football practice, I'm gonna tell them shut the fuck up. Nobody. I hated going to football practice. Every single day.
agree.
I dreaded it. Like after lunch and the afternoon came, I was like, oh God, it's almost time for football practice.
I'll say
Oh,
for any sport,
it
if you
sucked.
enjoy practice, you're the problem.
I played football 1 year. Hated
dude,
football.
It's
practice.
terrible.
Hated
football
It
practice.
was the worst.
I
Oh.
liked
It was.
I liked
the
hockey
way I
practice
made it,
though.
doing it every day for 4 years is nuts.
That's what I know. It's
It's
like,
just it was
God.
like just so much to do football practice. You walk up to the gym at the end of the day, like get into the locker room, like get all ready, then hop on a bus, go do the practice, ride the bus back, shower and all that. Like it was just a lot. I remember just always being like when you would get home after football practice, you'd be like, well, my night's done.
Yeah.
I remember walking up the hill every single day being like, I fucking hate this and I fucking hate my life right now. And I didn't enjoy one goddamn second
And
ever
then-
of anything.
And then like when it came like December and it was over, I was like, yes, like now I can just go home and play Minecraft until I
felt
go
like
to bed.
The possibilities were endless.
Yeah,
When it's
they were.
2:30 instead of 7. when you're
Yeah,
getting
seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I much preferred hockey practice over football. I mean, it wasn't even close because, like, hockey practice, you'd hop in your cars or whatever after, or you'd be with an upperclassman. You could go, like, fuck around for, like, 45 minutes before getting to the White Palace for hot. Like, that's
Yeah.
what we would always, like, go into Wendy's and eat before we'd have to be at the rink. Like, just fuck around. Just do
Yeah.
stupid shit.
Dude.
Or like when it'd be winter, like middle of winter and there'd be snow, we'd get to the White Palace early and just do donuts in the parking lot.
And
Yeah.
it was like
Like-
once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And you didn't do the exact same thing every single day.
Right. It was always different.
Dude, the year I ran track, I enjoyed track practice because we literally, we kind of just dicked around the whole time,
Mhm.
did some drills and stuff, but a lot of the time just
Just fucked
messing
around.
around and messing
Yeah.
with each other and shit. But like it was so funny. My junior year, the year that I ran, our boys like relays, like we weren't good, Jake. You know, like we were not good, but somehow like the girls were really good that year. And then we had like a couple of guys, like what was that kid's name? Dan Scott. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He was good at
Scott.
pole vaulting.
Great.
But anyway, I'm getting off topic. But they were going downstate, and I like snuck on the downstate bus and didn't make it downstate, but I went on the downstate bus anyway. And I just went down for like the few days they were downstate and just didn't compete and just sat with the team.
So, yeah,
That's fire.
Dude,
That is fine.
it was sick. Like I don't know how I pulled that off. Like they called the track team to go, like, all right guys, we're getting ready to go downstate, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. but I wasn't
I didn't
competing.
know that.
Yeah, so I went downstate with the girls and Dan Scott and just chilled in Charleston for a couple days.
I mean, I'm sure you planned it beforehand though, but were you
Oh,
always
yeah.
like absolutely going, or were you like, I might do this, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go?
I planned it in my head, but I kept like joking with the coach, like, I'm coming down with you guys. And like I was one of those things I just kept saying over and
planting the
over, and
seed.
he was just like, "What? Okay." And then so
Did you just have your own room?
I can't even.
Or like food and stuff?
I
Did they
stayed
still
with-
buy you food?
No, yeah, like they got an allowance, like a food allowance, and they gave me money too. I can't. I think
It's so funny.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
think I stayed with Dan. I can't. That part I can't remember who I stayed with.
That's
But
it'd be funny. It's like,
so
we don't-
yeah, it was fun. I just
Yeah.
carried all the equipment and shit, and was just cheering on the.
That's legit.
Yeah,
Like
team.
stories like that are great, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I just like my senior my senior year, our girls basketball team made it downstate, and they told us, like, any student wants to go down and watch, we'll get like Thursday and Friday off from school, kind of like when boys went down. So like so many people in my senior class was like, yeah, we're gonna go. Let's do it. We're gonna go. Fucking day comes to go. It only ends up being me, Gaff, and Tuck Wilkinson.
No way. Just you?
Just us three get in the car, drive to Charleston, get our own hotel room, and just we're the only three in the student section. Swear to
That's
God,
awesome.
swear to God, and I'll never forget the first game. I think the girls won the first game, then lost the second. First game, it's just us three in the student section. Other team, full student section. And their student section just doing cheers at us the whole time, like us three. We're just sitting there like whatever. But like it was pretty.
Wait, did you say this was girls
girls basketball.
girls basketball?
It was
That's
pretty
awesome.
funny though
Yeah.
because like we just got trashed
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the whole
that's what I was
time. We
gonna
took
say.
a couple bottles of vodka and just like
It'd be funny to be like, yeah, we're good. Like, it's be a huge rowdy crowd. Like, we'll blend in and
Dude,
just you two
but
like shit kid.
that's what it was. It was. I can remember like the morning of. We still met at school, like when everyone was coming to school, and like so many people just backed out. They're like, "Nah, we're just going to school today and whatever." And we were like,
See, that's ass.
"Like
I don't
fuck
think
that,
I
we're
would
getting in
ever-
the car and we're out of
Yeah.
here. Like, see ya."
Do you think when you're in high school and in that age, when parents are telling you, saying, "Hey, don't drink. You're not of age drinking. You shouldn't drink." Yada yada. In the back of their mind, they have to know
Oh,
we're
yeah.
getting hammered.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, dude, literally for boys downstate my senior year, we showed up. Me, Tidro, and me, Tidro, Brady, PJ. We showed up to the hotel that we stayed at. I can't remember which one in Charleston. That was full of parents in the lobby, and I just walked in with a giant cooler under my arm like this, and just went to the hit the elevator and got on. Like all the parents were looking at me like, "What do you think we
Yeah.
were using that cooler for?"
Yeah.
That's what I wonder what kind of parent I would be, because part of me in my head, I'm like, I already know what you're going to fucking do. I don't know if I would want to be telling my kid now, but who knows? Cause I don't have a kid. Hey, look, you shouldn't do this. It's bad. Or just be honest and be like, hey, if you drink too much of this, you're going to get sick as shit.
Yeah.
So just make sure you don't over drink and hydrate so you're not miserable.
I think after like my childhood or teenage years, like I think I've already said this. I think I'm gonna be way, way more open to my kids about everything than my parents
Yeah.
were.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah, because I would say our parents were pretty open and just kind of. I feel like it's easier to It's easier to get through to your kid, like if you're just straight up with them. At least I think.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, no,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
just
Like,
generalizing. Mom and
Yeah.
dad were cool. Like
Yeah.
they knew
But-
what was going on. But
dude, like, yeah, But when I was a junior, so I would have been downstate. It was downstate for the girls actually, so I'd have been like 16, I guess, 17, whatever. But yeah, they knew what we were doing, but they had never seen me drunk before.
Yeah.
And I may have told this story, I think, on one of our first episodes, but it's still funny. It makes me laugh every time. So me and Chance, like, we were just ripping just vodka shots. Didn't feel anything. You know how you're a hard ass when you're a kid. You're like, oh, whatever. So we started walking. We all big group walked to the mall. You know how everybody did. And we ran into my mom and dad, and it was me and like 2 other people. I can't even remember who were talking, but they were talking to my dad. Like, so I'm here, and there's 2 people right here talking to my dad, and I didn't say a word to my dad the whole time. And then we walked away, and he texted me a few minutes later and just said, "Are you okay?"
That's so funny.
It's just that shit's hilarious. You'll like those memories will last forever.
Yeah.
Like, but it is. But that same year, my senior year for the boys downstate, we got Brady's sister to buy us all our alcohol for it,
Shout out.
and like what we asked her to buy us was the most ridiculous thing ever. We asked her to get like 3 cases of Yingling. And like
Hell yeah.
legitimately, I think we got like 9 bottles of vodka.
Oh my god.
It was the most absurd
Oh,
thing,
God.
most absurd thing ever. And like, we were just so naive. And like, as soon as we like laid it all out in our room, we were all just sitting there like, we can't drink all this. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck were we thinking? So like, literally the day of the first game, we like texted everyone we knew that was down there. There's other people in our hotel like, yo, we're having a fucking pregame party, like free alcohol. End up having a banger in our room. Like so many people. And it was hilarious, dude. So many people didn't make it into the game because of our little party.
Folk.
Everyone was just fucking shit canned. So we all leave. We get to the arena. I had to be carried out of the arena.
Oh.
Didn't make it in for the game.
This was a gross ass day.
Didn't make it in for the game. And then fucking Tyler is still teetering. He's good. He gets in the student section. This is all from just what I've heard because I missed this part. He's good. And then all of a sudden he just fucking vomits everywhere.
Oh, no.
Middle of the student section, like bright red because we were drinking UV red.
Do you-
UV red,
Do you
UV
remember
blue.
what was that your junior or senior year?
This was senior year.
was
Okay,
my
yeah, because I was in the
junior year.
back of the student
And it
section.
just
I just
smelled.
remember the smell.
It just
dude.
smelled
Oh,
so
Oh
dude.
my
bad.
god,
That's
terrible.
all I remember from
Yeah.
that whole day. Is
See,
just
I'm
the
glad
smell.
you guys remember this.
No,
I
I
didn't
do.
get to
I
see
do
that
remember.
part.
I didn't
Yeah.
even. So I was in the student section for the first half. I didn't even sit in it after halftime. I went and sat. It smelled.
It was
that
so
bad.
bad.
I was like, I can't.
He
I
cleared
can't do
out the
this.
student section.
I can't do this. I mean,
It's just so funny to me. And like, I can remember I got carried back to our hotel room. I can remember fucking like Brady, like PJ, random Jordan West, Aaron Schneid, like busting into the room being like, yo, fucking Tyler fucking vomited everywhere in the student section. Because I remember we had to put the our room name in Tyler's grandfather's name because we weren't old enough. And they were like, Tyler's grandpa's coming to the room. Like, we gotta. So they like took all the weed we had, flushed it down the toilet, started dumping bottles of vodka down the toilet. And I'm like finally coming back to, and I start ripping into him or whatever. I was like, no. I was like, just hide the fucking vodka.
what are you dumping it for?
I was like, we can make this vodka last like the rest of the fucking school year. Like, what are we doing? And we did, dude. Eventually, we got some people that were down the hall. It was like Zach Stahl and people came and took all our alcohol and took it to their room. What a weekend!
yeah.
What a weekend! I had a legendary Facebook post from that weekend that I don't know if you guys remember that.
I knew you Webbers, are you?
Yeah.
How could I forget it?
It was from that night, dude. That
was the first day I fucked, too.
really,
yeah.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Hey,
Hell
we
yeah.
fucking.
Wait, what was the Facebook post?
Well, I don't know if you want to go into deep. I mean,
okay, you don't have to.
I don't want to name names, but anyways, I was fucking wasted once I got back to the hotel room. And I Facebooked out like publicly to a girl, and it was supposed to say, "I need you. Where are you?" And it said, "I news you. Webbers are you?" Dude,
I will never forget
that post followed me around for a solid like 8 years. Like people were still bringing that up to me in college.
Dude, we'll be 50 years old and not talk about it for 30 years, and I promise we'll be drunk somewhere.
Someone
and I
will bring it up.
I will purposely look at you and just say, "I news you Webbers."
I mean,
It'll never go away.
every now and then it gets brought up to me, and I'm always just like, God damn, so
go away.
so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, dude. Like,
Dude, that is
especially
so
because the
funny.
girl was like a girl I like really like at the time like really liked. So it was just
Jenna Drake.
it was out. Yeah, yeah. That's rude.
I didn't say anything wrong
That's
bad about
fucking
Jenna
rude.
Drake.
Oh my god.
Jenna Drake's probably a great lady.
Anyways, it was just blasted out there for the public to see, and like it's funny. If I wouldn't have deleted my original Facebook, I could pull it up right now, and you'd see all the hilarious like comments under it and stuff. Like it basically went viral throughout Central.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things.
I was working on algebra at St. Vincent de Paul at that point.
At that point,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, no,
Just doing some algebra.
Downstate was always that one thing.
It was fun.
Where you would always pressure the fuck out of your friends that were on the basketball team. If you weren't playing, you're like, you better be fucking good enough to get us downstate, dude.
Yeah.
Because that was
'Cause you-
what you looked forward to.
In that year, remember how like it would be, I don't know how it worked out. Like sometimes it just randomly worked out, but like you could end up getting the Thursday game.
Thursday, Friday,
so which
Saturday.
means you got a whole extra day in Charleston, like as a
that
fan.
that was the best.
And
Yeah.
it didn't always work out like that, but sometimes it did. And
weren't some of them? Wasn't it? Some of games were on Wednesday,
that's what it was.
and then you had
could get
Thursday off.
That's right, Thursday off. So you could get a long fucking Charleston
And it was
trip.
just random how they decided the games.
And those weekends were legit. I can't remember if my senior year one was like that or not. I'm leaning towards it was.
I know mine definitely wasn't. I don't know
You
about
guys didn't-
yours.
You didn't make it down, did
Just
you?
the
Or
girl-
you did
The
lost
girls
first
did,
game
Yeah.
because I was supposed to come down, and then I Facebooked a post and started a shitstorm.
Really?
Didn't even mean to.
Really?
Yeah,
He said new Weber's are you or whatever.
I said, yeah, my freshman year of college, I remember I came home and I was staying up at the West Lib dorms with people because we were all going to drive down to Charleston the next day. And Central lost. We were listening to it on the radio, and I Facebook or tweeted, I said something. It wasn't even meant to be like malicious in any way. I was just like, God damn it, of course Central loses or something. Within 5 minutes, I'm not going to name
A
names.
squad?
A player that was on the basketball team called me and just fucking tore me a new one.
Really?
Called me on the phone,
I'm
then I did. I had
I'm
like
inwardly trying to think of who it was.
I had people.
Go like this.
I have a guess.
Go like this, so the video can't see you. But
I bet you I'm right too.
just go like that.
How about we all just texted?
Okay, yeah,
I
smart.
don't have my phone.
Texting it. Oh, fuck.
Or yeah, you could
Here,
just
I'll
type
just
it. And then
type
just
it. But
show me.
anyways, yeah. So like that person called me, went off on me, and
Just type it.
then
I'll
I
read it.
had multiple people like from the basketball team replying to the tweet.
Really, dude, I remember that day like yesterday because we were a little drunked up, going over to the game and we were winning at halftime, and then
Got it.
then we literally gotcha. I figured.
I literally
Yeah.
thought you were about to read it out loud. For a second, like I thought you were gonna say, like read it as out loud.
And
as
like
you were
the
reading
tweet
it.
wasn't meant to be malicious at all. It was more like I was just tweeting like,
dang, I don't
dang,
get to
like
go
I don't
now,
get to
yeah.
go down there
Yeah.
now.
yeah, it was Nathan Scott. Everybody,
It was
whoever's
Nathan
wondering.
Scott.
Nathan
But
Scott,
shout out One Tree Hill.
character development.
That
man.
actually still kind of. Never mind. Just go ahead.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm
I know
saying?
what you're saying. But that day literally was awful because we were winning at halftime. They came back. I shattered my favorite pair of glasses because I was so upset. And then I remember they were like at school. They're like, everybody who stays downstate is going to be like suspended. Or
Yeah.
we were like, fuck.
Really?
We were like, fuck that. And we stayed down there and just partied with the park kids all week.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it bums me out to say, but I guess it was probably because that was probably right when I first started drinking, but that is always my biggest memory of downstate is getting drunk with like all the park kids and
Yeah.
just staying down there after we
It's
lost.
all coming back to me now that everyone stayed when they weren't supposed to from your class.
Yeah, and they were
Yeah.
like, oh, you go blah, blah, blah. And we were like, fuck you, dude. You fucking dorks.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a big dork move.
Big fucking dorky ass move,
That's
bro.
a Schnek Tech move.
Schnek Tech. Dang. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Schnek Tech.
Schnek Tech.
Schnek Tech.
Schnek Tech. Classic doc. You never heard about Schnek Tech?
No.
Go ahead.
I can't remember
I
what
sh-
it was about, but Doc got on the morning announcements one morning and just went off on the whole school. It's like, if you want to go to Schnek Tech, then you can leave.
Yeah, we were all like,
We're like,
Schnek
Like,
Tech.
what the fuck is Schnek Tech?
Everyone's Googling, like, where is Schnek Tech located?
It was over. I know exactly what it was over. It was over homecoming dance because everyone didn't listen. It was actually that whole homecoming was like a
Schnek
big
Tech.
incident. Like bunch of shit went down, and then later on in the night, fucking sandstorm came on, Darude sandstorm, and everyone went nuts during the dance. It was bouncing up and down. You could feel the floor of the place we were at. This was weird. We had homecoming at like
I forget the name of it.
what is
I know
that place? It's like downtown.
It's right by the Gompers Pharmacy downtown. Right by OVAC. It's like a church.
OVMC.
OVMC, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and we had homecoming in there randomly, and the floor, dude,
It was bouncing.
It was bounced like it felt like it was gonna cave in. So they like they like stopped the music, and was telling everyone like, please stop jumping. We're worried it's going to collapse. And they turned the music back on, and everyone just started jumping again. And Doc was just very fired up.
But it was electric there.
Oh,
it was
awesome.
it was lit as fuck.
But in Doc's defense, we don't got to get into it. In Doc's defense, I can understand why he was pissed.
yeah, he had a bad night.
He had a bad night. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, some fucked up shit.
He
But-
sends his best from the grave.
Yes.
From the grave.
Yes.
Floor collapsed at college one weekend. Were you
Nuh-uh.
there? Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was
bad.
bad.
Like, we all played that off, like, after, but, like, that could have been, like, people could have died.
Let's go into details.
Yeah, I
I
wanna
don't know what
hear
you're
this.
talking
So
about.
the
Yeah.
house, like, behind Greg's, I don't want to, across the little parking lot, that house we used to go to all the time,
Mm.
like
Okay.
where Becca and them lived.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
Mhm.
nice big party, all right? It was a great time. They were playing like banging music, and so they had a basement, like a nice big basement. It was real open where a lot of people would hang out, and then they also had the living room where people would hang out. And we were in the living room, and they were playing some kind of song like that, you know, like a crazy song, like EDM song or whatever. And everyone's like jumping, like dancing and shit on this main floor, and then the basement's under them. And like, I'm not kidding, like one of the main support beams of the house like collapsed, and the
Nuh-uh.
floor like caved in. It didn't fall all the way down.
But it bellied.
Yeah. And we were all like, holy fuck. Like, this could have very well, the whole floor could have caved in and just killed everyone in the basement.
Dude, what a
That's
headline
that's
that would have
scary.
been.
Yeah,
Dude.
what right?
What a headline.
That shit has happened in Morgantown before.
Dude,
It really has.
I believe it
You-
because some of those houses, bro.
Oh, dude,
Oh, man.
it's more slum lords than not that own all those properties, and they don't maintain them very well. They just don't.
Yeah.
Especially over that way, like
No,
Bev, dude. Like, you know, did you live in the house? Did you live in that house? No, you wouldn't have. That would
I
have been the
didn't-
Garrison year.
Yeah.
But who all lived in
It
the
was Jacko, Neil, PJ, and David
David.
Allward and Brady.
that deck on that house was the sketchiest motherfucking thing I'd ever been on.
It was like this, bro.
They would throw parties there, and then everyone would end up out on the deck, and I would just be so scared. I'd be like, I'm not going out there.
That's
It
how
was
Yeah.
sketchy.
That's how Schwartz's was on High Street. It'd be like, if you're gonna smoke, like you gotta teeter right
Oh,
on the
yeah.
door,
Huh.
because if you go farther, you're gonna fall through.
Dude, that's just. I know bad shit happens in Morgantown, but like, lucky that more doesn't.
Right, dude. I know we've told this story 100 times, but when they busted us for that party on 6th Street, the fire marshals literally pulled up and they're like, "Your deck is literally like this right now."
Yeah,
There's so many
the front
people.
deck.
Yeah, it's like this, and I mean, again, when you're drunk and shit, and you're just a
don't even
college kid, you don't
notice.
even notice.
I
You don't
didn't even notice
Dude.
that deck.
You don't even care where you live. Like there could be blood on the wall, and you'd be like, "Hey, you guys want to come drink in my basement?" Like it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
Dude, I don't give a fuck.
I think
about
that was the night, the party, at the 6th Street party. I'd never smoked anything before in my life, and I was drunk, and someone handed me, I think it was a cigarette. I don't know. And I smoked the wrong end.
Oh,
I remember that.
I smoked the on fire end.
I remember
Oh
that.
no!
Fucking dumbass.
Did you burn yourself?
I mean, a little bit. It was real quick. but I
Yeah.
was like, stupid. That's so funny.
That's all right. Dude, it happens.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that. Like I used to see. I used to love when I'd see someone put the cigarette backwards in their mouth and then light the filter end,
Yeah.
and then they'd be like, Oh shit, dude.
Dude, well,
Like, what the fuck?
I know, like, I'm sure you've probably been around people that's done it, but our guy that we grew up around there that was in our dorm that we would see, Solomon. Do you remember Solomon?
Oh my god,
Dude,
how can I forget?
He
him?
used to literally shotgun that way. Remember, he'd put the joint in his mouth backwards and just
blow
blow
it
an
out.
insane amount of smoke in your
Yeah,
mouth.
We used to do, dude. I used to give people shotguns on the fucking daily.
I remember when I
we-
first did that. I'm like, this is very odd. How are you not burning your
that's
mouth
a thing
right now?
like I always heard of, but I don't know. Maybe once. I don't know if I've ever really seen
Dude,
somebody do it before.
I was a big blunt smoker. Like, it was probably the primary way I smoked most of the time. And like,
Blunt blowing.
I did it. We did it like every time. I'd hit that point where we'd be like halfway through the blunt, and I'd be like, "Who wants some shotguns?" And I'd flip it around and just start giving them out. You know, you come up to them like this with your fucking
Smoke just fucking comes out like crazy.
and it
dude.
would rip you. It would fucking rip you up. And it was, you know, back then that type of stuff was just legit.
Polo
I just
draw
loved it.
showing.
Fucking loved it. But
Shout out,
yeah,
Lil Wayne.
Solomon. Whatever happened to that dude?
Yeah, I talked to him on Instagram at times.
Seriously,
Yeah, he's a big fan of the pod.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out
I
Solomon.
went to a Kendrick Lamar concert with him.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, him and Z Kane.
Z Kane.
He's still
Yeah,
rapping, dude.
That's who I went with.
He's
yeah,
still
I
he's
know.
got
I knew
bangers.
that. I knew he was still rapping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think Solomon's out on the West Coast, but I'm pretty sure Z Kane still lives down in West Virginia.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought he was actually a pretty good rapper.
Dude, I really enjoy his music. He has like a different style. It's a
Mhm.
different style of music, but I've always really, really enjoyed it very much so.
Good for him. I'll never forget meeting those two for the first time. It was the night of the Kendrick Lamar concert.
Really?
I went to their apartment and like just got so smoked out before we went to the concert. And this was actually pretty cool. We saw Kendrick Lamar at that old theater on High Street, small venue, old theater. DY opened for him.
I was about to ask if that was the same concert.
and actually it sucks.
Was it 123 Pleasant Street?
No, it was like
love that
it was
little
like
fucking
the
place.
it was called like the something theater.
Oh.
By the Huntington Bank that's down there, like further down.
It's close to that.
Yeah,
It's like right by that.
yeah.
I don't even know if it's still in operation.
I
but
don't. It was boarded up the last time I saw it. So I doubt
Really?
it. Yeah, I don't know if it was just because of COVID or what.
It was a cool little place, and I remember it was me, Jacko, Sith, and then Z Kane and Solomon. And it was right when Good Kid, Mad City came out,
Yeah.
and literally Kendrick Lamar like blew up like 2 weeks after we saw him, and then he came back the following fall for Fall Fest. And it was crazy,
That
like,
was crazy.
but it was cool to see him play that album like right before he blew up. It sucked that because Jacko really liked DY.
Yeah, and I remember him coming back, dude. He was so upset. He came back. He looked at me. He's like, "Dude, DY got booed off
He
stage."
did, man. He got booed off stage.
I was
and
like,
no.
really? And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, it bummed me out. He got booed off stage.
It was a bummer, dude. Because like I can remember how pumped Jacko was to see him.
Dude, that's when he had macchiato music. I can't remember. There were two other bangers, man.
And it was so funny because like you actually listen to his studio tracks, DY. Like he was a good rapper.
He was.
He could spit fucking mad bars.
Dude, I'm sure that kind of scarred him because the last time he dropped a song, it was like a hybrid country song, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is so bad.
It sucks too because for anyone that doesn't know, he's from West Virginia. When
Yeah.
he went to school at WVU, just
man.
like Huey Mack, like,
Yeah.
and for you to play in your home state at your alma mater and get booed off
Yeah, that
stage
stinks.
sucks.
Yeah, thanks for not suing us, Huey Mac. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thanks.
you.
Appreciate it.
No, we used to go to that 123. Have you been there?
Yeah, that
They
place.
used to have rap concerts and shit there all the time. And that Arizona
gonna say-
Service, however you say his last name, that has that Roxanne song.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick to think about. I was creeping on it today on Spotify. That song has over 1 billion streams.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's insane.
dude. Any song that like hit the TikTok,
Oh, yeah.
and then made it onto radio,
Yeah.
it's weird. I've noticed that they get up to like 1 billion plays so fast on Spotify.
Yeah.
That one that's real popular right now. It's been out for over a year. That I can't remember. Sometimes All I think about is you song.
Sometime that was on. Yeah, I listened to that the other day.
That's a good song, but that one's got
Sometimes all I
over a
think about
billion
is
plays.
you.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Shit blows up so fast.
Dude, it's funny about Z Kane and music and stuff because I remember when we were living in the dorm, dude. I was the person, and I don't know if they ever ended up linking up again, but me, DQ, Z Kane, and Solomon. That's when Ponce was blowing up, and he lived in Fairmont, and we drove over to the Fairmont house where they had the studio, and Z Kane like made a song with him.
Yeah.
It was like really cool being there and seeing that. Yeah.
That is cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, Ponce has a fuck ton of followers, dude. He almost has 400,000 followers on Instagram,
Dude,
I believe.
he's big overseas.
Is he
From
really?
what I was dude, he was on fucking
Westwood.
He was on Tim Westwood.
Yeah, that is pretty big.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking big.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah,
That's
shout
crazy.
out. Yeah, dude, I
He
remember.
should, if I was him, like I had that kind of following overseas, that's where I would just move.
Yeah, for real. I think he's somewhere out in the West Coast. But I remember when he first dropped his Ponce de Leon shirts, dude. I remember I went and met him and DJ at Sheets and copped one of those bitches, bro.
Yeah.
I got a
the green one?
They were
I
fire.
have it now.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Those shirts were fire, bro.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think it had like headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a picture of it. I got it hanging in my closet, I think.
Yeah, so dude, shout out him, local boys.
Dude, it's so funny to think about those days. Like, I was, you could call me the engineer of the Lincoln Studios stuff, and
Don't you fucking forget.
Pretty much
Yeah,
the
don't
same
forget it.
caliber as like Ponce de Leon and stuff.
well, dude, it's just funny. We legitimately planned a full like Lincoln Studios mixtape. It was gonna be called "Welcome to 31st Street,"
Yes, it was.
and like,
That's a sweet name.
dude, we storyboarded out or however you want to call it. The whole thing had it all planned. We were in contact with Ponce. Ponce was gonna feature on a song. Z Kane was gonna feature on a song. We were gonna Woody Pond did feature on a song. We actually got that song recorded. We were trying to just like blow it up with features, and I can't, it just didn't. We didn't end up getting all the songs recorded, but
Dude, that was the best time of my life
Dude.
when I thought I was included in a rap group, dude. I'm not even gonna front.
Yeah, well,
dude, it was so much
me
fun.
and Jake started rapping in mom and dad's basement and like had so much fun doing it.
We had
literally
for
for
hours.
hours, like
Yeah.
just doing bullshit. Like it was just so much fun.
we would just be in the basement recording songs, and I remember one time you, me, Sammy Robinson,
Yeah.
and Chase made a song.
Yeah,
And that's
like-
when Chase was like 12,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Dude, I mean, like those were like some
Literally.
of the best nights. I can remember all the times coming over to Garrison Ave in Morgantown, and we'd set up the mic and everything, and like we would record for hours.
We would get absolutely shit-faced in every single song. I know, no bias, and it's we were drunk, but there was at least 3 solid lines in every single
Yeah.
song where you were like, "Damn, boy,
Yeah, you'd be
what'd you
like,
think of
"Oh."
that one?"
I mean, seriously, we probably made the best Lincoln Studio song at that studio. I'd
All
say.
Kush.
Yeah,
That song's a banger.
it is a banger. I don't care what anyone says. Dude, we
You
set
still
up.
have the files, like all the files.
Yeah,
They're on
yeah,
YouTube.
they're on there, and there's a Lincoln Studios SoundCloud.
That's
We're
sweet.
only
I'm about
missing
to look it
one.
up.
We're missing one Lincoln Studios song, and it's like my biggest regret ever. Because I hit a point where I was like, I don't know what happened. I wanted to like move everything from the YouTube channel to a SoundCloud page. This was years ago, and so I started taking stuff off of YouTube and then uploading it to SoundCloud. Then the hard drive on my laptop got corrupted, and I was able to find everything because like I had like burnt CDs with some Lincoln Studio
Hell
songs on
yeah.
it. I couldn't find this one song. It's a Tidro song. It was called "Smoke Some Weed."
Oh
It was
my
on an
God.
old Ice Cube beat. That song was hard. I don't care what anyone says, dude. I loved that song, and it's just gone forever. I've tried to do everything in my power to find it, dude. Like I've contacted YouTube, being like, "Can you find old videos that were once on our channel?" Like, can't
Can't
ever get it back. And like, there've been times where I've been with Ty, and I've been like, "Dude, you gotta remember the lyrics, man. You gotta remember. We'll just re-record the song." And like, we remember about the first like 5 bars of the song, and then just go blank.
Yeah. Dude, I always am thinking about how we have all of this equipment and why not just try to put out some sort of EP just into the ether to see what happens.
We should. We
'Cause
have it all.
Because you never ever know. It could just be some little tricky little weird chorus, and then Dixie D'Amelio will shake her ass on TikTok with it in the background, and it just becomes the biggest song
Yeah.
in the ether right now.
Yeah,
You have
that-
no
and
idea.
and then that's all it takes. Then you just start having people hitting you up and writing the songs for you.
Yeah, for real.
Seriously, and then you just fucking ride that wave.
Isn't
It's-
that wild?
It is
I mean,
wild.
that'd
Like-
be so funny. Like more than anything, it would just be hilarious.
It would
Yeah.
be.
It would be extremely.
You know what it
comical.
would be like? It would be like that guy who wrote Dick Down in Dallas.
Exactly.
That's literally what it would be. Like that song, I want to see how. Who is that guy? What is his name?
I don't even know.
I want to see how many streams it has.
But you know, when we
Trailers.
first started doing the podcast, like, what was that a couple months in? We tried to make
We tried.
we tried to make the first Lincoln Studios song to come out in years, and on that old computer.
Oh yeah,
You know, it's lost again. It's just
Lost
another.
in the
It's just
sauce.
another Lincoln song that's just gone.
Lost in the sauce.
it's got 63 million streams. That
Yeah.
See,
Dick
dude,
Down in Dallas
so
song.
you could get 63 million streams.
I'm
But
getting-
fuck them
I'm
Boston.
getting Dick Down in Dallas.
It's a
That's
good
wild.
song. But yeah, I know. I do think about it a lot because, and I just laugh in my head, think like, if we just made a song and it just was caught on, how comical it would really be, because that happening to people like us, it just like shouldn't happen. You know what I mean?
No,
And then all of a sudden we'll just be
absolutely.
we'll
not.
just be in Wheeling driving around in fucking color coded Ferraris, dude. The sheets.
Not- I mean, like,
You
not
just made a
saying-
stupid ass song.
not saying that like there's no musical
Dumb fuck.
talent within
Be
our
like
group.
riff raff.
Oh
right?
no, dude. There's obviously we
No, yeah.
definitely have talent.
I mean, for sure. I don't. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
I
can get the octaves up and down.
I can edit a song with the best of them on
Let's go,
on
dude.
GarageBand.
And then JT,
Dude,
I
don't
keep
s-
telling JT we need to make a country
Don't
album.
sleep on GarageBand or freaking iMovie. You can make anything the best on
Oh,
those two
for sure,
things.
dude. That's like the two things I've used to make anything I've ever made. Like,
I love that. I love making dumb stuff on
Yeah.
iMovie and
Dude,
Photoshop. and
yeah, I
stuff.
use
I love
iMovie all the
iMovie.
time, for sure. I mean, I don't care. Like, I know we're live on the air right now. I will bring Lincoln Studios back. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, do you think I give a fuck, bro? Let's bring it back,
I
dude.
will bring it
You
back.
think
I mean,
I'm worried
honestly,
about
it's-
any of these rappers, bro?
It's on brand to do it. I
It-
mean,
Can
look
I
at all the
just have
stuff we do. Yeah,
One
why
of those
not?
cool
right?
like tags in the beginning of the song.
yeah,
Like a cool producer.
like
tag.
I
like
would've just
mustard on the beat.
yeah.
Well, I
I
mean, you
mean-
guys might have to pay me to replace
Bubba
that.
on the
I was
beat,
gonna
yo.
say Jake's got a pretty good.
Wait,
and
yeah, how did it go
I
again?
have that saved. That'll never go anywhere.
How
This
did
is
it go again?
This is a Lincoln Studios.
Oh yeah.
production.
I like, and it sounds so good, honestly.
Uh,
And that was one of those things. That was one of those nights on Garrison Ave where we were just getting wasted and like
Shit.
we'd
face.
let the mic just run. Like sometimes we'd sit down and make a full song. We did it a couple times, but sometimes we'd let the mic run with a beat. And just whoever kept stepping up to the mic saying stuff. And Jake just stepped up one time and said that, and I saved it. I was like, I started putting it on every song we made, like at the beginning, and like, it's just shit like that, dude. It's like iconic.
We're fucking back.
It's iconic to us, like in a instance of time that we'll never get back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But it's just an iconic moment.
I mean that year or two was exhilarating. I remember going up to Chance's gazebo.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We took the
I was just about
we
to
took
bring
the
that up.
equipment up to that gazebo and made a song one night.
It's crazy.
Whoa.
We're
Life.
back, dude. We're all the way fucking back. Honestly, the juice box will always be here, but Lincoln is never dying.
Lincoln
bro.
Studios will never.
We
die.
are back. My first TikTok, like where it's just my edit, got 60,000 views on TikTok.
Let's
Dude,
go, dude.
You need to. If you're getting 60,000 views and then you put an original Lincoln song behind it,
Yeah. Well, it's just like one of those Star Wars edits that I
no,
do.
we'll still.
But yeah, no,
but, still,
yeah, like as the background music.
Yeah.
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 Give me send 'em
people will
to
be
me.
like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
What-
And then it
what is that?
becomes a famous sound on TikTok. Damn.
Dude, are we gonna be lit? Are we gonna be Lincoln Studios or LSOD?
What do you think sounds more professional?
I feel like Lincoln Studios has like that good old like American charm to it.
It's got to me it's got like a professional ring to
Yeah,
it.
it
Yes.
does. I like Lincoln
And
Studios
dude,
better.
Studios.
it's just so funny thinking about like what was going through my head 12, 13 years ago when we did that. The first ever Lincoln Studios song recorded. I'm gonna give you guys a little backstory here. It's great. It's fucking great. We recorded it. It was me, Tidro, and Jock. We each did a verse on what was that?
Was it
Nicki Minaj.
Tipsy? Or no,
No,
I remember that one.
That was a second one we ever made. What was that? It was a Young Money beat.
Steady Mobbin'?
No, I'll never.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Fucking Nicki Minaj has a verse in it. But anyways, we're at Tyler's house in South Wheeling, and we're getting drunk. Like that's just what I think his parents were out of town. We were drinking, smoking, doing whatever.
Alcohol.
And the night kept going on, and eventually we were like, okay, we've been talking about it. Let's make the goddamn song. Let's make the fucking song. And like we're fucking drunk at this point. Tyler is beer bonging beers out of a makeshift funnel and this fucking weird black tubing, skinny black tubing that he found. So it was extremely hard to bong a beer.
Found it on the side of his house, cleaned out all the ants.
Anyways, we start recording. I do my verse. Jock does his verse. Tyler, by the time it's time for his verse, he's so drunk. He's puking.
Oh.
He's puking in the trash can right next to the mic. So the beat's playing. Tyler is throwing up. And all of a sudden, it's time for him to go in, and he just stands up and goes in. It does his verse, like just coming off of throwing up everywhere. And like, I'll never fucking forget that. And we released it, and like, it made shockwaves through like the central community. People were pissed. I had a line in that about the girl I was dating at the time, and like I know she got made fun of for it pretty hard, but like the line was hard. I don't care what anyone says.
Lincoln Studios.
Shit was
bro.
hard, and like
No filter.
and like I literally we recorded that song, and I'm like calling ourselves Lincoln Studios, and I'm like, I need to make a logo. I literally took a picture of a penny that has Abraham Lincoln on it, and I edited out the thing that says USA or whatever, and then the year, and just put Lincoln Studios on the penny. Sick ass logo.
Dude, we could make a booth down here in 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, I'm ready. I'm ready to record. New EP dropping early 2023.
Yeah. I say we just actually complete Welcome to 31st Street. Just do it.
Let's do it. I'm in.
It only took 12 years, but it's happening.
Hey, it's not. Hey, listen. Everyone works at their own pace. Okay,
That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
that's life. You
You-
know, we're not all working at the same pace here.
You think that good
It's
bottle
not
of
a
wine?
race.
You think that good bottle of wine you're drinking right now was made in 1 year? No, it was made in 12 years. That's why it tastes so good.
Yeah,
Facts.
fast doesn't always mean better. Okay, we like to. It's a slow burn. We're taking our time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right.
It's not how. Wait, what's the saying? It's not how big it is. It's how you wiggle the worm.
Yeah,
or
exactly. Exactly
something. I
right.
think that's what they say.
I think it is what
All
they
true.
say.
All very,
All
Very
verbally
true.
true.
All very factual. You guys have anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah, real quick. Harry Potter rewatch.
Okay.
I had to pick y'all's brains for a second. I watched the first two. Great. But I was wondering, could this have been like just as good or even better as a series?
Oh, dude, that's what a lot of people say nowadays.
Oh,
It's just at the time.
yeah, that's
it
wasn't
wasn't-
a thing.
right.
Wasn't a big thing because when I watched Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, it all happened so fast. I'm like,
Right.
a lot of the shit was so quick. I was like, fuck, like where did this sword come from and shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I thought, man, could be a sick ass show.
I think it will happen one day.
Yeah.
One day. I think it'll take a while because like the movies are still iconic.
I mean, yeah, it could be like honestly, it could have been like could be whatever Game of Thrones caliber.
Oh, absolutely.
I think so at least.
You if you did a season per book,
Yeah, that's what I was saying before you
it'd
got
be
here.
great because there is a lot of stuff. Not so much in like the first 3 movies, but once you hit the 4th movie, a lot of book material is just not
Scrapped.
shown. Yeah, I mean, once you hit book 4, 5, 6, and 7, a lot of there's a lot left out. So yeah, if you did a season per book, you could really flesh out the story.
And I didn't realize, because I haven't watched the movies in years. Like, I wasn't like a Harry Potter, like, big time buff, like, you know, like
Big
I like
time.
Star Wars and shit.
Big time.
I didn't realize how fast you figure out Voldemort is Tom Riddle. Like,
Mhm.
that's really
yeah,
quick.
like second book. Yeah,
And it's such a short thing, like that little memory book thing of
Mhm.
Tom Riddle. It so happens so fast.
It's
I'm like,
honestly funny you're rewatching them because I know the chicks in the office is rewatching them too, and like
Yeah.
Rhea and Fran
Oh,
have
really?
been doing
Yeah.
recaps every week.
I saw they were doing that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need to rewatch.
I mean, the Harry Potter series, big part of my life. Fucking big nerd for it. I would love to see a series, but I'm still like one of those guys. Like I think all the actors that they got to play all the characters in the movies, it's like iconic. It'd be weird seeing other
yeah,
people play the
agreed.
roles, but
Here's a
I
question:
think it'd be perfect as a series.
Would
Yeah.
you rather see them remake the entire series down the road with different characters, whatever, or would you rather see them write a different script down the road as them being older, playing themselves in that
Same actors.
same actors
Yeah.
in that wizard world of Hogwarts? Because part of me, because I know I always say this, and I feel like we do about a lot of things, but some things are like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't need to remake these
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder, because obviously I'd be so dialed in if they did a remake, but then it's kind of what we've been running into lately in the whole cinematic world. Everything's just a remake anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough.
That I would not mind that at all. I guess I'd actually lean towards preferring that because
Yeah.
then you'd get the original actors again. And there's the Cursed Child book / play thing that came out that actually does continue the story when they're older and focuses like on Harry's kids. So they could do that. And actually, the director that did the first 2 Harry Potter movies said he wanted to do it with the original actors. So maybe they could do it as a series and not a movie, and that'd be really cool.
Be sick.
I'd like that.
It'd be so
Yeah.
sick.
Because we talked about it before on here, maybe like a year ago. It's been a while. HBO, I think, acquired the Harry Potter rights, but they acquired them for once Warner's deal was up, which I think was 2024 or 2025, something like that.
I think Warner is HBO. Where it's another company.
Okay,
But you're right.
but
though.
it's something
You
like
are
that.
right.
They
Might be
acquired
Fox or something
they
like
acquired the rights.
that. Yeah.
Because then they were able to put them on HBO Max, but they don't get like the full ownership to where they could do whatever with whatever they want with the IP
For, like, a couple years.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see that. We talk about this all the time with like Marvel, Star Wars. Some conglomerate would be stupid not to turn Harry Potter into like the same kind of world or build the world up.
I agree. And that's what's so wild about Marvel too. Real fast. I know we touch on them a lot, but that's one thing that fascinates me with them is for how many things they put out, movies, TV shows, content wise, they haven't beat like the same thing to where it's always the same type of thing. They're always finding ways to keep it creative
Right.
and keep your interest in there. It's not like a
It's not
Fast
getting
and Furious
stale.
where they're milking the name.
Right.
Which I know that's an extreme example, but it's stale. Yeah, they're still keeping it consistent. And I mean, again, maybe not to the year's length extent, but I feel like they could do something like that with Harry Potter too.
Absolutely. But you're right on that front. Like, it's all about just telling a new story that can intertwine with old stories. Like with Fast and the Furious, where it's like it didn't need to go past the 5th movie.
Bro, they went to space, dude.
Yeah.
They went
What
to
the fuck?
space.
But
What do we do?
You know what I mean? That series could have ended with the 5th movie. And how
Agreed.
content would you be with
I
how
would
it
be
ended?
Very
yeah.
content.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, you once you start just fucking repeating the same shtick, it doesn't work.
Exactly.
And these worlds have the potential to do that. Star Wars, there's so many side stories, other things you can just fucking build off
But
of.
Star Wars
we
is
know
heating
with
up.
Marvel,
Dude,
Star Wars
listen,
is
Star Wars.
I'm so all in
is
on it.
so back.
It's heating up tremendously.
It is
Yep.
so back.
I tweeted it. 2022 is the year for Star Wars.
It's back.
With so much good shit's gonna come out this year, and I'm just obsessing over the Book of Boba Fett.
I know.
That latest
right?
episode
I mean,
was crazy.
So
dude.
good, dude. it's just blows
Like
my mind.
the
We're getting
CGI,
spoiled.
the Luke CGI is like unreal to me.
It's
is.
unbelievable.
Like it's like spot on perfect.
You know
It's
what I think it's
crazy.
crazy too is that like that's Mark Hamill doing the voice. It's so fucking wild that he's able to make his voice sound like his younger self's voice and not
You don't
like an old
you don't
man.
think they're like able to like DH his voice?
Maybe they're doing that a little bit, but I wouldn't doubt if they're not
because he is a really good voice
was gonna
actor.
He's
say,
an
Mark-
voice actor. Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
Hamill is a renowned voice actor as much as he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't he known as one of like the? I'm pretty sure he's one of the
he's
best
the-
voice.
he was like did the Joker's voice
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the Batman stuff.
Yeah.
And
he's a very good voice actor.
Oh, you
he's
sent
the
me that.
Fire Lord in Avatar: The Last Airbender too.
Really?
Yeah.
You sent me the TikTok about wonder who actually saved Grogu.
Dude, I love the Mace Windu.
Is there
theory.
because in
Is there any-
general, hold on, I always get the timelines mixed up, like where these shows are at. Is there a chance Obi-Wan could have saved
No.
Grogu?
No, because
They
he
didn't- him and-
wasn't there.
Yeah.
Him and Yoda
We're
showed
gone
up. Yeah.
after.
Okay.
I'm thinking it could be. There's so many things it could be.
So many possibilities.
So many possibilities.
What's
I-
top
I-
three?
I
What's
saw-
top three. Top three.
For me, I've been seeing a lot of R2D2 for some reason, which I would think would be sick somehow.
Okay.
I love the Mace Windu theory. I don't care if everyone thinks he's dead. We all thought Boba Fett was dead. Now he's got a whole show about him.
Very true. Great
3.
point.
What's the other good one? Oh, the librarian.
Yeah, that's the one I really like.
The
the
librarian
one I'm
lady.
latching to. That's
Oh.
the one I'm really
I
latching
like.
to.
That one
Okay.
seems the most real
I-
to happen to me.
I agree. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of evidence to support it because her character doesn't die during that. Like if you read comics and stuff, her character lives on, and actually she never leaves she goes back to that same temple where Order 66, like where they killed the younglings and everything, and like she
Okay.
protects it for years. I think she ends up dying years later from, I think Vader kills her,
Damn.
something like that.
Do you think Luke's being a straight dickhead for making Grogu choose?
That's straight up manipulation. to
I was
me.
gonna say I think it's a trick.
Then I started. Yeah.
I think it's like he wants Grogu to pick the lightsaber to know his head's in it, but he's still gonna give him the
Yeah.
armor.
That's exactly what you said. All right. I like that.
But then I also thought, how cool would it be if he's not being if he's being serious with Grogu, and then this is just me making all this one up, just what I would want, and then Anakin's Force Ghost is no, this is you're doing this the wrong way, you're sending him down the same exact path that Anakin went down, because it was always a battle between Anakin's attachments and the full and the Jedi Order and all this shit.
That would be sick.
Yeah, I know. I was like, dang, that'd be sick. But I think it's a trick too. I think he wants him to pick Jedi, but then is gonna give him both.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just think before you go, I think what I said last week or 2 weeks ago, where this whole fight could just be a plot point, and I found it very odd that we saw Ahsoka, because her series is coming out. It's are all of these new series except Kenobi right now
Yeah.
going to be focused around this Pike War?
It's all around the same timeline. We know that. The Ahsoka show is obviously going to stay around the same timeline. So yeah, these couple of shows can be intertwined very easily.
Very
So
easy.
was that show. I think that show actually got scrapped, but there was supposed to be one about the New Republic officers.
Yeah, it's because that chick got canned.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah, that's right.
but what I thought was a cool theory that I came up with in my head was that if you remember from the original trilogy, when Luke's training with Yoda, he basically the same thing happens where he's like got to choose between still training or like saving his loved ones, which you're not supposed to have attachment as a Jedi or whatever. And Luke leaves. He leaves early, and Yoda's like, "You're gonna go down the same path your dad went down," but he still fucking went anyways to save them. What? That's in the second movie, right? He saves them at Cloud City or whatever. Gets his hand chopped off. Finds out the Vader's his dad.
Yeah.
I could see the same parallel happening with where like Grogu chooses to stay, but he's sensing that like Mando and people are in distress, and he's just like, I gotta fucking go.
Yeah, dude.
But you know what's gonna happen is him and Luke are both gonna go.
Yeah, but
and
Luke's gonna be like,
squad
I'm gonna
up with
come
them.
with you,
Dude,
and we're
what
gonna
if-
fuck shit up.
What if the reason Mando's not able to yield the black saber very well yet is because of his attachment to Grogu? And once they reunite, like all of a sudden he just becomes like this
He's
insane,
got this force aura around him,
like
something
insane,
like
like marksman with the
What
saber.
if they fight together? Like Grogu helps him move the lightsaber.
He's
with
got
the
Yoda
Force.
saber.
That'd
No,
be sick.
Bro.
what if he's just got Yoda
What?
saber and they're just like cutting people up, bro?
that, dude. Yeah, very excited. I don't
Slice
know
and
how. I don't know
dice.
how this is all gonna play out in just one more
Dude,
episode.
the big battle. They're about to start the big battle, and then the episode is gonna end.
Yeah, it's gonna cliffhang, and it's gonna go right into Mando
Yeah,
season 3.
That's what I think.
And then, dude, do you think they'll jump right into Mando season 3, or do you think they'll drop Kenobi first?
Oh no, I don't think Mando season 3 would be for a while.
Yeah, I think Kenobi will come out before
Yeah.
Mando.
because
season
hopefully
3.
the after credit scene is like, "May the 4th be with you," and there's like a Kenobi trailer. Or something.
That'd
That'd
be sick.
be lit. I would
But-
like any news on that show.
Yeah,
I would
what the
just- I would
fuck?
like just to know what the fuck's going on. Just
It'd be
tell me,
s-
please.
Well, yeah, we have to say though, Star Wars is way better without getting shit leaked.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Way
But
a
what
million
sucks,
times
dude,
better.
what sucks is the bigger these shows get, shit'll start getting leaked.
Well, it
left
just
and
sucks.
right.
Like him and I were talking the other day. Like, you gotta like seeing all this Star Wars stuff come out now. You gotta be salty if you're one of the
Oh my
main
God.
characters in the sequel trilogy. They
yeah.
got fucked.
Yeah.
I said, imagine how like pissed that cast is.
Yeah, they got.
I would be
screwed. They got
jacked.
Yeah,
jerked
because
around, man.
because technically they just created like that trilogy masterpiece, thinking like, oh my god, this is going to be the next big thing, and then in reality, everybody just hated.
I mean, the
hated how it
storyline
went.
just fell. Like it's nothing against the actors.
No,
they
they're
were
all
good.
good
They're good at
actors.
actors and good at their character, but like the story just sucked.
because I'm truthfully very bummed to think that I'm not going to get any other story on Rey and like what she does with the
Like
balance
post
saber.
to that,
yeah.
yeah. I agree.
Like
I wouldn't mind seeing a continuation
I
of
feel
her
like
story.
that's the part I'm most salty about, because you always hear
But
the
I hate,
balance
but
of
I
the
hate her
Force.
ending, dude. Like,
what.
why couldn't she just still end up being? Any of these options would have been better if she was actually a Kenobi like they originally planned, or if she was actually just was no one, like not related to anyone that was a Jedi. Like the fact that they made her a Palpatine and then at the end had her be like, "Well, my last name's Skywalker."
Well, dude,
I'm just like, come on.
I feel like that was the only way that they were able to bring Palpatine back for it all to make sense. And the part that fucked the whole thing is in that second movie of the trilogy was a different director. So this
Yeah.
other one comes back and he's like, God damn, that movie got so much rap. How do we make this story
Yeah,
line
it
up
was
to
all
where
about retconning stuff.
exactly? How do we make this line up to where everybody will enjoy
Like
it?
how do we come back from just like we have the big bad guy of the series and
Yeah.
we just kill him that
Dead
fast?
ass.
And
He's like, how do I
He
come back from
cuts-
that? Oh,
yeah.
I got to make up a story now that he was actually just a clone guy being.
And then it backlashes on them because real Star Wars fans are like, you just gave everybody what they quote unquote wanted or quote unquote expected and gave us some ending like they kissed and everything.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
stupid.
When they kissed, I was like,
yeah,
fuck
like
that.
come on.
Tig was asleep.
There's no signs pointing to that ever across the fucking trilogy,
I mean, if they're
No,
gonna kiss, they
the whole-
should fuck at
dude.
least.
At least. Even though I think it's fucking so stupid that they brought Palpatine back, at least keep it a secret until the movie comes
Yeah.
out. My God, all the
trailers
trailers
had
were
his
just
laugh and shit.
Yeah, like come on. I don't know. They fumbled that big time, but I'm just kind of glad we're past that now. We're getting all this other great content because like Dave Filoni, Favreau, what's her name, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
Crushes.
These people that are involved now are fucking so good.
Agreed.
They're so good at these shows. It's awesome.
And let's keep our cool. Super Bowl's right around the corner. We could have the big Kenobi
We
drop,
could.
which would make sense why they've been very quiet on everything.
Dude,
Absolutely.
imagine a commercial comes to Super Bowl and you just hear a fucking lightsaber ignite.
But
to
that's
start.
the event that they would do.
No,
Like
I
that
know.
is
Yeah.
the
To
premier
s-
commercial
yeah.
To
event.
start
Absolutely,
the
that
commercial, you
would
just
be-
hear a lightsaber ignite, dude.
That would be the big time to do it.
Oh my gosh.
100%.
Agreed.
Well, I want to kick into something else real quickly because I know we're
I mean,
Get-
no,
we're
we're
pa-
good. I
we're-
just thought we were gassing, but yeah, we'll keep.
I
whatever.
since JT got to give his little breakdown, he did a Harry Potter rewatch. I wanted to mention that I finished Yellowstone
Oh, nice.
and I wanted to give my 2 cents on it.
Welcome to the Dutton family.
And I just started 1883, which I think I might end up liking better, but I don't know yet. Because I'm very early into it. I didn't even finish the first episode yet. I'm like halfway through
Can
it.
you agree on this statement before you go? 2 completely different kinds
Way
of shows.
different.
Okay.
way different.
Because
Already got that feel real
All
quick.
of the backlash that I keep hearing is it's like, it's not Yellowstone. Yeah, it's
It's a
not
different
Yellowstone.
I want to say that Tim McGraw is
He's great.
where'd his acting chops come
Yeah,
from?
and Faith Hill smoke show,
Smoke
right?
show.
I mean, but you know what's so fucking funny is when I watch the scenes with Tim McGraw. Him and Rip.
Dude, yeah.
He looks like he should
That-
be Rip's father.
That's what I thought too. I was thinking the same.
Truly.
And Elsa,
She's a great actor.
who does
too.
she have the attitude of?
Beth.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, big time Beth.
So I'm excited to finish that 1883 and get into that more. But I think I might end up liking that more. But back to Yellowstone. Season 1, I think it's the weakest season. First episode's great. Really pulls
Whoa,
you in, and
yeah.
I'm like,
First
okay, this
episode's
shit's gonna be wild. Then the rest of season 1 was kind of like, I don't know, like soap opera-y. I didn't hate it, but I'm not gonna lie, I stopped watching it. I did. Like, didn't finish season 1, and then like a week ago, I was like, all right, I gotta finish this fucking season. Powered through it. Gets way better. Like way better. Season 2's good conflict. Season 3 and 4, by far the best parts of the show. It's real good. Like the way season 3 ends into season 4.
First 15
Yeah.
minutes of episode 1 of season 4.
Oh
have
my
your
it's
heart
crazy.
gosh,
racing.
Yeah.
right?
And
Your
it's-
heart races.
And it's good.
It's very good.
It's good. Like that Taylor Sheridan, he's known for doing movies and stuff with like real good shootout scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was all really good. And the way season 4 ended, kind of cliffhangery, kind of in a way. I'm interested to see where the story's going to go from there. The show's way more political than I thought it was going to be. Like it's a lot of the plot line revolves around politics of Montana.
It's like modern day cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, it's
with
like
that.
I always say it's like a mafia show, like
It
a
is.
mob show except Western.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like heavily dives
Yeah.
into like politics and like corruption in a way, like that kind of stuff, and how it just ties back into the ranch life. But I love most of the scenes I love are like the ranch life scenes that
They're awesome.
you know what I mean. I don't want to say they don't have anything to do with the main plot, but like I love those scenes.
Chilling in the bunkhouse.
Or like the bunkhouse scenes.
Yeah.
When what's his face always brings the horses and they do competitions
Yeah.
and stuff like.
Which it's funny. That's Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But it's funny when they're sitting there watching and Teeters is like, is that a Yellowstone horse? And they're like, it's Yellowstone. It's Yellowstone. And
those-
she's like, Yellowstone.
Those are some of my favorite scenes.
I-
They're like, "Did anyone know what she just fucking
Yeah.
said?"
Well, I got a question for you. What character development on my boy Jimmy, right?
Love Jimmy, dude.
Love
Yeah.
Jimmy.
He's getting a spin-off show, right? I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
That's what I was going to say. Yellowstone, great. 1 through 4, great. Happy you liked it. But I will admit, I feel like they used season 4. Yes, there was a good plot point of season 4, but they used that to promote 1883 and Jimmy's spinoff.
Season 4 did slow down a little bit from season 3, like as an overall season. Obviously, season 4 started off like hot, like wild shit, and it's coming back down. You gotta wonder like where it's gonna end. Like I don't know if we're ever gonna see the full out conflict actually with the Indian reservation. Like I'm wondering, it's gotten pushed to the side.
Yeah, it's about
like,
other shit.
where they've
yeah.
where they've actually kind of been on a common ground and had mutual interests.
But it may, I agree, but that may be a tactic to keep extending the show on.
right.
Because if they can keep these episodes where they're not at each other's throat and then finish that whole saga and then spin back into that,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm pretty sure Yellowstone is the most watched TV show on cable network.
It was. I'm excited to see where the storyline's going to go. I'm definitely like all in on the show now. Kevin Costner, fucking great
good.
actor, so good. I hated Beth to start, then I actually started coming around on her.
Yeah.
Like she starts to get crazy in a good way.
She's a
Like
bad
in the
bitch.
earlier season, it just looks like she's just like doing stupid shit for attention all the time. But then like she starts actually like spinning the wheels of a lot of the shit that goes on. So I came around to her. I don't like Jamie anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck
which was
him.
gonna happen.
It was a roller coaster for me.
It was
because
like really felt bad for him at
Yeah.
the beginning. Like, yeah, don't really care for his character. Here's the character I fucking hate. I cannot stand Monica.
dude, she
Everybody
sucks.
hates Monica, dude.
Sucks,
Dude, this is my theory. I think everyone, like fans, give so much backlash on Monica. That's why like they're setting it up to where
he's gonna leave
He's
her, or
gonna
they're gonna
divorce her.
divorce. Yeah,
that's my theory
Because
why
she
they
was in
brought that
season
in.
2, right? She's one of the.
She's in the
she's
whole
in
show.
the whole
She's
show.
yeah, she was
Monica.
No, I'm not talking about Monica. I'm talking about the.
She was
the
one of the
girl.
ranch hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was one of the ranch.
Yeah,
hands.
but she looks so much different. I know
She
it's the same
did.
girl, but she looks different now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think she may have. She put on a couple healthy pounds. I
yeah,
think
she was pretty skinny.
You can just say she thicked
She
up.
did. She thickened up in a good way.
I
She's a
wonder, like,
thickie.
I hope we get a. I don't know if Jimmy will ever be back at the Yellowstone before the show ends, but like he liked that girl a lot.
Let's talk about Jimmy's cock.
He had a
Dude,
big
Because
cock.
he's
gotta-
got to have a.
he's
huge
gotta
he
have
cock.
a
must.
hog,
He must.
right?
Dude, but here's the
The
thing.
second
his,
girl's so much better too.
oh my god,
Like 10 times.
I don't think that the first girl he was with is really even that hot.
Fun fact, real quick, that is Josh Brolin's daughter.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
that is Thanos' daughter.
Well, dude, shout out Josh Brolin's catching a bag. He gets to play Thanos and he gets to play Cable.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
Shout out.
You're right though. The second girl he meets in Texas is
Oh my, bro.
just like up here, way.
She makes me tingle
Way better than what the.
She's got
I
game
can't
too.
even lie. Those two fucking girls, I can't. Laramie sucks
Dude,
too.
yeah.
I'm like,
I
God.
wanted them.
I'm like,
to-
just leave.
I wanted them to get out. Yeah, they were getting on.
And
my
I was
nerves.
pissed, like when John Dutton like
On
puts
the-
his foot down. He's like, all the girls got to
Yeah.
go. But then like Teeter kind of like calls him over and is like, "Can I have a word?"
Yep.
And it kind of looks like, oh, she'll get to stay. And I'm like, okay, just Teeter's getting to stay. Then like 2 scenes later, Laramie's still in the bunkhouse. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
You're
trash.
so annoying.
They just wanted like a hot blonde on the show. I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, to keep the guys watching.
I'm so excited for you to keep watching 1883 though, because it literally every episode gets better, and I'm not even joking. Like every single episode gets better so far.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
wild.
excited to keep watching that. I think I'm gonna like it better. I think it's gonna have more. I like first of all, I've always been a guy that's really liked period pieces, like that's set in the past. Love seeing that shit. So this is a cool era in like American history, which I'm excited to watch go down. So far from what I've seen, Tim McGraw is a fantastic actor.
Well, what's
I mean-
crazy, what I didn't realize until it started, might have even been a couple episodes in, but I think they lead it on in the first episode. Elsa's the main character,
Mhm.
which like I didn't see that coming for a second.
Well, I was expecting what's his face to be a Dutton.
Sam Elliott?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's not.
Nah.
Well, you
dude.
know who I thought, which it still could be. I thought I always thought Lloyd from Yellowstone looked a lot from the beginning. I thought he always looked like Sam Elliott, and
Oh,
I'm like,
damn.
dang, what if somehow this
Ends up being
some kind of connection with
Oh,
Lloyd and
dude,
why
that's-
he's real tight with the family?
Yeah. That's a good. I like that.
I like that
Yeah.
a
I
lot,
like that
actually.
theory. I really like
Because
that
they
theory.
do look a lot alike.
They do. They absolutely do. Silver-haired guys
Yeah,
like that.
the mustache.
Yeah, we'll have to talk. I'm sure you'll have it caught up by next week. I'm
By next
assuming.
week, I'll be a lot further into it. Probably caught up because it's not over yet, right? Season 1.
No, I
A
think you
couple
only
more
have like
episodes.
4 more episodes to catch up.
So I'm very excited for that show. I had something else I wanted to say about it. Can't remember now.
Well,
But-
I just want to say this real fast. Started Tommy and Pam or Pam and Tommy or whatever it is on Hulu. Wild show, bro.
It really.
It's like it's hard for me because biasly in my head I just think of Tommy Lee as MGK from the Dirt Motley
Yeah.
Crue movie. But Sebastian Stan's spin on Tommy Lee, not bad. He's older in this, but I was laying in bed watching it, thinking in my head like, this is a new show that came out, and there's so many people learning right now about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. And for my lifetime, that's like not that long ago. It's weird to see shows based in
Yeah.
1995, them being older shows.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like for me, 1995 is like, well, shit, I was just a little kid. But that's like what, like 20, 30 years ago?
26 years ago.
It's
Yep.
crazy.
27 years ago.
Well,
So I don't know. That's
Well,
why.
I was gonna announce that happily I finally started the Marvel movies,
Yeah.
and I was gonna say the same thing because Captain Marvel. I'm doing it in chronological order,
Smart.
like by time. And I watched Captain Marvel, and I think that's the first something I've seen that's set in the '90s that was made in present day, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The
It's got
blockbuster.
A lot of
Yeah.
tons of good '90s music in that movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that for the first time in this basement.
How far did you get?
So I've seen Captain America, Captain Marvel, the two Iron Mans, Hulk, Thor, and I'm in the Avengers now.
Let's go.
Said it only gets better once the
Yeah.
Avengers come together.
Yeah. No, that's how you got my reference.
Yeah,
That's that movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
all
I'm
right.
excited to be able to contribute to the Marvel talk in the future.
Well, you're flying,
I'm
dude. Keep
flying
it up.
through,
Keep
yeah.
it up.
And I understood that reference is also a reference in Avengers because Captain America says, I understood that
He
reference.
does.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Whoa, a little bit of a
Yep.
mind fuck
That's
for you
America's
guys.
ass.
Yep. Like I said though, I like period pieces a lot, and it's so funny that now like the '90s can be a
It's weird to me.
period piece.
It's
Like when we
crazy.
lived
It's
in the.
so
but
weird to me.
There's some good stuff set in the. I like how there's 3 timelines in True Detective the first season, but the majority's in the '90s, '95.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that
They
one.
do a pretty good job of the '90s vibes in that, for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. Found that very odd, but I think it's been a time.
Yep.
Can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman. Subscribe to the YouTube, the Juicebox Podcast. And I just want to announce to myself that Gamer Boy Juice is all the way back. I'll be battling in the gulag again this evening. And shout out Warzone. I'm destined to become the greatest controller player of all time. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You can catch me on Instagram at John Theodore Nixon. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. That's at the Juicebox Pod. That's at the Juicebox Pod. Hashtags Milk Gang. You already know. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not the diabetes, the Juicebox Podcast.
And you can follow me on Instagram at _Harry Slaughter and follow me on Twitter at Bubba Slaughter.
I am on Twitter at Pokizar. I'm on Twitch. Give me a follow on Twitch at Pokizar. And I'm on Instagram at Poki.Zar. That's Poki.Zar. And that's ZAR.
Z as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in respects, R as in Reebok.
I can bring you in warm, or I could bring you in cold.
Bye-bye.